Can you drink wine and lose weight? Absolutely yes. Yes, yes, yes. There is always, always, always a way. So you're watching the Metaphysique show today, welcome, and this is where we delve into all the kind of topics that enable us to get the body and the confidence that you want to be able to live the life that you love. Let me just check, if you haven't done so already, pop over to my website. I'll drop the link in the description below and sign up for my newsletter because it will keep you up to date with all of these videos and anything else I'm doing, any special offers, etc. So sign up now. Anyway, okay, let's get on. So why is this actually a thing? Obviously, alcohol has calories in it. In fact, alcohol has almost twice the amount of calories than, say, carbohydrates and proteins. But the difference here is that alcohol, it's classed as its own macro because your body can't really use it for anything. It literally is just a poison, actually. A very nice poison, but a poison nonetheless. So they literally are empty calories. And really, as we all know, when it comes to weight loss, the way to lose weight is to make sure that you are expending more calories than you are eating. If you eat more calories than you're burning, you put on weight, and then the opposite is true. So with alcohol, it's all these excess calories that our body can't use for building muscle and that kind of stuff. It's literally got to clear out, and therefore those extra calories have to be accounted for. But you can drink wine, and you can still lose weight. So how do we do that? Well, so now let's get into how you can drink wine and lose weight. But before we do that, can you please comment below and let me know what your experience so far has been with drinking wine and losing weight? Like, what kind of wines do you drink? Have you been able to lose weight, and if so, what strategies worked for you? Because the more we can share this, the more of a community, should I say, we can build, and we can all help each other out here. So first off, pick wines with a lower alcohol content. So I'm not talking about, ridiculous things that taste of rubbish and don't actually do anything for you, but anywhere between 9% to 13% is going to be far better than some of the higher percentage wines, and that's obviously the calories in the alcohol is less, the less alcohol that's there. So that's definitely worth doing. It's also important to note that the warmer climates such as Australia and Chile and stuff, they have a higher sugar content in their grapes and therefore in their wines, and so the European wines tend to have less calories in as well. So that's worth noting. The other thing, based upon sugar content, is go for the drier wines. So if you want to have white wine, pick the drier ones over the sweet ones. The sweeter they are, if they've got the same alcohol content, they're going to end up more calorific and they're going to spike your blood sugars because they've got a lot of sugar in them. And when we spike our blood sugars, it turns our fat burning switch off. So we want to try and maintain blood sugar as best as possible. You may want to just go with white wine over red because white wine tends to have fewer calories. Although I'm a red wine drinker and I've just kind of got into it. I really enjoy red wine. But there are lots of benefits that come with red wine. Obviously, there's a lot of antioxidants in there. And it has been linked to kind of extended lifespan, if drank in moderation, obviously. And there is the antioxidant, I'm so rubbish at pronouncing these things, but resveratrol, particularly has been shown that, again, if drank in moderation, where in these studies it's kind of looking at about 1 large glass a day, then this antioxidant is actually helping people with balancing their blood sugars and their insulin sensitivity in women. It didn't show that in men. So if you're a guy, it may not work for you. So that leads me to say that basically, if you like red wine and you don't like white wine, then I wouldn't say just because white wine tends to have lower calories that it's worth substituting it over. I think it swings and roundabouts. So go with what you actually enjoy. That's important. So the next point is probably something that's really obvious, and it's just a matter of balancing in those calories that you're going to be drinking. So if you're going to drink maybe 1 large glass of wine a day, then you're looking in and around 200-ish calories. And therefore, if you want to lose weight, you've still got to make sure that those 200 calories are accounted for and your total calories for the day is still lower than the amount of calories that you're expending. So if you're not actually sure how many calories that you are eating at the moment and what calories you need to be eating to lose weight, then I would suggest that you basically work out your basal metabolic rate, which is your BMR. I will drop some information on how to do that in the description below. And then you kind of know roughly how many calories you need just to be alive, and how much your body will be burning off. And then look at adjusting that for the kind of activity levels that you have in your life. So be realistic, be truthful. It doesn't matter what it is, we just need to know what it is. And again, I'm going to drop that information of how to do that in the description below. And then you will have the amount of calories that you basically need to maintain where you are now. Of course, if you're wanting to be losing weight, then what we need to do is to make sure that you're actually consuming less calories than that figure that you've just worked out is. I wouldn't advise consuming a lot less. I actually think doing it little bit like by little bit, you know, maybe 200 calories less a day will give you really small shifts without ruining your life. And, you know, soon before you know it, you're literally going to look back and you'll be a completely different person, but you'll have enjoyed the journey, you'll enjoy your life, and you'll be drinking wine, of course. But anyway, so once you've got those calories, you can then use MyFitnessPal. And I would advise doing this for a couple of days at least, where you just eat normally and basically put everything into that, including wine or whatever else you're having, any other kind of drinks as well that have calories in. Put it all into MyFitnessPal and actually look at how many calories you actually are consuming now in a normal day life. Have a look at MyFitnessPal and tweak around with it the next day. What kind of swaps, what food swaps can I make to bring those calories down and enable me to get it to the level that I want it to be at. Sounds a little bit complicated, but it's actually not that difficult. It will take a little bit of work, but it's not the end of the world. That's the kind of more scientific way to do it, I guess. But you don't have to go down that route. You can literally look at what you're eating now. Any kind of changes that you make is going to make a difference in you. So have a look at your diet, just write it down. Like, what did you eat today? What shifts can I make? What changes can I make? So that's the less scientific way, and that works as well. So anyway, let me know right in the comments below, you know, what are you going to do? Let me know how it works and all those kind of things. Ask me questions, and that's how you do it, girls, guys, whoever you are who likes to drink wine. So if you are having around 200 calories a day worth of alcohol, then you need to make sure that works within your kind of weight loss calorie level. If you wanted to do some exercise to try and burn off those additional 200 calories, then you're looking at about 20 minutes kind of fast-paced run or swim, or I don't know, boxing fitness, whatever it be, or a really intense circuit workout, or it could be an hour's leisurely stroll. So there you'll kind of get that 200 calories burning up, and you can drink the wine, do the exercise, and they're going to help balance each other out. Alternatively, you can do it through food. And you can do this without really restricting and things. It's just more about making better choices and making swaps. So for instance, you might want to, for one of your meals, opt for, say for instance, you might have a chicken pasta for lunch. Well, if you're going to have that glass of wine later, What if you were to swap the bowl of pasta for a plate of vegetables, whether it be salad or veggies or whatever it is, like a stir fry, like a veggie stir fry or something, without that pasta, but with tons of fresh veggies, so you're not like hungry or anything, then those calories that were, very dense in that pasta can be used to have that wine. So you're just substituting, you're not starving. You can also do this like with little snacks and things. So if you normally have like a fruit and nut bar for a snack, then maybe have a couple of tangerines or an apple instead. If you tend to have like a chicken sandwich at lunchtime, go with a chicken salad. Instead of having a steak, then you could go with maybe tofu or lentils or beans, like a vegetarian sauce that has lower calories for that day. There's just so many swaps and things that you can do, and it's just about making those better choices that enable you to have some spare calories to have that wine. Now, if you are not like a regular day drinking wine drinker, a regular daily wine drinker, then, and it might be that you like to have, 2, 3, even 4 glasses, dare might I say, at the weekend or something, then you can still follow the same principle, because what you don't want is on the day that you would normally go out and have a few glasses of wine is to feel like you're starving yourself and cutting back all those calories on food and then going out drinking, because that is a recipe for disaster. No, what you want to do is the same thing throughout the week, those nice healthy swaps, and then at the weekend you've got those additional calories stored up over the week, and you'll be able to have those glasses of wine without setting yourself off on a different track. You can still be losing weight. It can also just be really helpful to just do a little bit of both. So increase your activity a little bit and make some healthier choices a little bit. And therefore you don't feel like you're having to do too much in either way. It's just small shifts that enable you to get the result that you're wanting. It really is simple. It all just comes down to that calories in, calories out thing. So where can you make those simple swaps in your life that will enable you to basically live your life as you love to? If you love to drink that wine, then you need to find a way that works. And like I said, there is always a way. So again, just drop in the comments, are there any suggestions that you have, any questions that you have, any strategies that you would like to try and you want some advice on? Drop them in the comments below and I will come back to you on them. One final thing actually before I go is be mindful when you drink that your inhibitions will go down and you are more likely to overeat, like, snacks. Extra meals you really don't need, and it's probably good to plan for those things. So if you're going to go out and you want to maintain on track, maybe you kind of plan it out in your mind what you're going to eat, and even maybe prepare or have things ready that are not going to send you sky high off track. I used to be a nightmare, seriously. Like, when I was at uni, it was the worst. I would go to Mario's Chip Shop. On the way home, I'd already had dinner before we go out, and I would order chips, battered sausage, poker pie, baked beans, curry sauce, and tomato ketchup, and I would eat the lot. God only knows how many calories and how much fat was in that meal, but yeah, it really didn't help. Really didn't help. So yeah, strategies. What strategies? You've got to plan. So that, remember, fail to plan, then plan to fail. So plan those evenings out. So I hope you found the video very helpful. If I haven't answered it properly, if you want some more information, just please drop it below. I will endeavour to make sure that I come back to you and we get this sorted, because I like a glass of wine, you like a glass of wine, we all like a glass of wine, and that's part of living our life to the full. So we need to make sure it works. So thank you so much for your time. Subscribe if you haven't done already. Give me a thumbs up. All of this really helps with me growing my channel, etc. And I really look forward to seeing you again in future videos.